Morning. This was sent to me by my namesake, Andrew Usher. He had a holiday while he was living in Ireland, although he comes from Lancashire. He took these pictures, this is one of them, of Galway Bay on the west coast of Ireland. So I'm going to have a go at it, but I'm not going to put the beach in. I'm just going to make up, and that will sort of semi-abstract it. I'll put the rocks in. They won't be exactly like that. I'll invent the sky and the colours, but I'll use some of the waves here. But so I'll move that to here. I don't want to get quick over the old computer. That's my old laptop. Now, this painting here, I'll zoom out a bit. It's based on a watercolour by Edward Wesson. I did several years ago. I can't remember where it is, probably somewhere in Scotland. But I did it in acrylic. It was quite a challenge. Unfortunately, I put this island here right in the middle of the picture, which is not a good idea. It's not good composition. But the rest of it was lovely to try to create this waterfall here, or this weir. I really enjoyed doing this, but it did take quite a long time, and it's quite big. It's well, if you can have it in metric, it's about 80 centimetres by 42 centimetres, something like that. Quite a large undertaking for a quick demo. So I'll take that off. Nobody other than my visitors have ever seen it. It's not for sale anyway because it was a bit of a copy. So I do it for my own benefit. So I will put the frame there. I'll take great care of it though. And I'll put my board. This is going to bounce all over the place, so I want some bits of wood to bring it. Well, let's see. I've got a couple of. Can you see? I've got a couple of panel veneer pins stuck in my. Let's show on my easel here, and that's a bit loose. I just tighten the easel up. I don't want it falling over on me. How he comes up here with the cat loosens this. Oh, yeah, went the wrong way there. Right, that should do. Right, okay. So there we are. I'll have to hold it as I bang it with the paint. What I've done, I'll just give that a little bit more of a try. So bear with me. Take your headphones off for a few seconds. What I've done is to prime it with my dilute PVA glue, and I've put a load of plaster of Paris. Plaster of Paris, it's a very, very fine modelling plaster. It's this sort of stuff, and it dries all of a sudden. When you model with it, it's all wet and sloppy. It's supposed to be wet and sloppy so it conforms to the mould, but then all of a sudden it's gone. It's got a solid chemical reaction, so I had to be a bit quick with it. Let's just get that level. Right, okay. And I tamped it with a bit of kitchen roll to give a tooth, a texture. So we'll hope for the best. So what I'll do, I'm going to use, I'll use my inch brush for the laying in, or for the design. And I've got this 1.5 inches. I bought another one of these today, £4. I went to Wilko's and I stocked up. I did actually buy an orange, but no, not from Wilko. That was a really good art shop in Sutton, but that was nearly £6 for 200. The Wilko stuff is a quarter the price, but it's not as thick, I have to say. But I thought I like orange. It's great with against the greens and the blues. So right, let's put in some some design. Straight in, a bit of black, bit of blue. This is my rock. So we've got a rock coming down here, and there's another one behind it. So right, okay, so we've got a big wave breaking up there. We'll try and abstract all this. And then we've got some coming across in, we've got some bigger rocks going all the way across there. So, and we've got a low bit coming across here, rocks. And that's basically it. Let's get that right, well, more or less right, because there weren't any complaints from people from Galway that it's nothing like it, but well, it won't be with it by the time I've finished. I'm not going to do the that blue sky or the grey sky. Galway has been battered by a storm coming in. So there we are, and we can put a few rocks in there. Right, okay, go for the sky now. I've got a cup of tea. I need several, I think. I'm doing this. This is the ideal candidate for time lapse, but since I don't do time lapse, I'm hoping I can do this in a reasonable time. Otherwise, it'll have to go into 2 parts. But I don't want to do 2 parts. I want to play this quickly. So I'll just pour some of this glue in this pot here. This is my PVA glue, diluted with water, PVA woodworking adhesive. I can really spray that, afford to spray that. Get the sky in. Right, okay, so let's have a bit of orange since I bought it. A bit of orange. We'll go, oh that's nice, isn't it? A bit of yellow in there. And a bit of red in there. Going mad here. Got some nice colours in here. Let's get some paint on. Now we need a bit of colour on the rocks now, so let's add some black and red and orange. Sticks up there, sticks out from my tree. I don't want too much colour in there because that's going to be white. Got some light on the top of these. Right, so let's get this nearer one, which is in shadow, bit of blue in there. I've exaggerated the actual position of this for the composition, such as it is. It's rough there. Right, clean cup of tea. We'll start to put in some sea. It's all just underpainting. I'm not going on to that yet because with the sky. And I can afford to have a light horizon because the waves are going to be below this. Just whack it in. And then we've got coming in here. Then we've got crashing into there. Now we've got to sort of invent some waves coming across here. Right, okay. So far so good. So let's use a bit of Viridian and a bit of ultramarine, and we can just put in some darker blue, make a bit of orange with that, because that will be reflecting a bit of the sky. So let's just changing the shapes or the direction of the brush. Let's go darker now, coming into the now big wave coming in here. I'm really tearing at this to get it done. I mean, it's a huge board for me. I don't usually paint this size, but I'm doing it because I had the board. It's the only reason. I need that to spread a bit. A bit of brown in there, bit of sienna. A big wave sort of coming across, and then just a bit of the beach colour showing through the waves. Well, I'm not putting the beach in, this is going to be covered in surf, or hope. I'm only imagining, I'm not copying, I'm only using the photograph. I'm changing it completely now. Right, okay, that sky is coming on. Oh, this is exciting, isn't it? Tea. Right, I want to get the sky back into these rocks here. Just get that down on the horizon there. We can put a bit of lighter colour on there to enhance the rocks. Try to keep things soft. We'll put a bit of a horizon in there. Those rocks come up a bit higher, but that's a device. Putting that colour across here Well, we can put what we like in, really. That's just the soft. And does that go right the way across? Yeah, more or less. Right. So we need a bit of cloud on there. So a bit of ultramarine, bit of red. No, I'll clean the palette there because it's picking up some yellow and I don't want yellow in that grey. Just clean the palette. Well, there's my palette. It's the alizarin, which I'm hardly using. There's the red, the cadmium red, the ultramarine, burnt sienna, black, viridian, yellow, orange and yellow ochre. But there are colours I haven't used. Like the yellow ochre so far, I might not use it. Let's just clean that off. Clean that. Okay. Clean, try the brush. What was it going to do? Oh, yes, I was knocking up a sort of a grey. Just to add a bit of drama. No, I want the orange in there, I think. I wanted to include the orange in these bits of cloud coming across, rather than, well, keep a bit of colour unity going. Right, now we can go back with some lighter stuff. But don't forget the tea, Dave. I think Andrew's looking forward to seeing this on Facebook. I put all my demo paint stills on my Facebook, and I'm giving you the link to it on my videos. Have been for 2 or 3 weeks now. Right, let's get into that orange. Oh, I'm enjoying orange. Bit of white in there. Oh, that's got possibilities, the orange. I used to have a big pot of it from Spectrum. Lovely colours. Their little factory was quite close to me. Well, 3 or 4 miles away. I went for a bike ride this morning, freezing cold. It was 0 degrees when I left to go over to the art shop and get the newspaper. Nice light. Pull the hairs out of the brushes. I can stand up a little bit to this bit. Just keep it all soft. Oh, let's have a little bit of light in there. go over the edges, then I can drag back with the colours of those rocks when I get down to it. Certainly do the same on here. So it's just catching a bit of that light from the sky. We can always put a little bit of a sun. See what that looks like. Whoops, overdid that. So I'll just put that back again. I'll do that when it's dry, I think. Now what I've done, I've put it almost in the middle again. Anyway, I'm going to leave that. Spot the mistake. Well, not really. It's, so the middle's there. Right, let's go back into the water now. Never go there. Lots of white, but just a tint of the orange. And I'm hoping that the waves will make a bit of sense when I put the darks underneath the crests. Right. Now, I've only really just started to cut loose with the waves over the last, well, since I've been doing these abstracts, or attempting abstract, the more abstract impressions, but I sort of love doing them. I'm making them up really, as you can see from, well, I'll show you the original at the end, the original photograph, and you'll see that this is quite a bit different. Now, this crashing wave outlines that rock, this one here. And let's just get that in there. Nice. Right, so that's coming on. How's that look? Yeah, that's looking all right. Right, let's get another wave in here. Now I've got to put the darks in all these little ripples coming up the beach here. Right, I'll just dry that off. Let's let that go for a minute. Go on to another part. Put some nice darks in here. The light's shining on that. I'm just going to move that around a little bit. Are you with me still? You haven't fallen asleep? Right, that's a... I saw that once. I was in St Ives, and went to a little exhibition in what was an old church or chapel, and there was a wonderful exhibition. And I don't know who the artist was, I can't remember now, but it was a knife painting, and he put this lump of blue in, and it just sang. Totally unrealistic, but then he was doing an abstract, it wasn't quite abstract, but it was the most beautiful knife painting. I want that dark, all this dark in here, and I can highlight on there, so I'm using black and the blue again. Just drag over those high spots now, look. Right, let's get that in there. And some dark before we put the light on the top of this. Let's just get this in here. Okay, let's put that little bit of a rock in there. There's a bit of a rock up here, so let's just bung that in. That one doesn't exist, that's all just ended up there. Have I finished my tea? No. If I finish my tea and it's still warm, then I've done it too quick. But we seem to be making reasonable progress on this. I've got to sort out, it's a bit messy down there. I want that to look, the edge of this here to look dark, so I'm just going to put this in, the white, and now let's go back in with some nice ultramarine viridian. And all the way across into there. This is the shadow of the wave, or the unsurfed bit. There's one coming up behind it. Let's just get that down here. I am copying the darks on this. A nice dark bit in there, nice dark shadow, bit of blue. And crashing into that. I'll just model that in a minute. Put a lighter grey in there. I'm going to put a bit of orange back into this, just catching the I'm going to squeeze out some more. I've just started a new 500ml tube of this. I'll squirt a bit of that out. that comes from, I buy that at Class Olson, that's a great price. I got it for about, I can't remember, £13 for a 500ml pot of it. Lovely, lovely stuff. Right, now we've got to do this sort of stuff. I've cleaned my brush. I'll put some shadow underneath the front of this little ripple, or these ripples, just to show them sort of climate coming up the beach. Alright, let's just get the paint out of that brush. It's a lovely brush for this size. It's 1.5 inch Pro Arte varnish brush. And my new one, there's the one I bought this morning. That's, I thought that was £4.85, so the best part £5 for that. Well, art materials aren't cheap, are they? Let's also little ripples. Right, let's get a crashy wave under there. I've just got a touch of orange in this. Right, in the front here we've got this crashing wave now. All the way across there. I'm not doing much over there because it's so far away. And then let's get that bigger there, that one. Fill up that gap there. Okay, we're getting on, coming on. Here we've got lots of these sort of tide sort of right, I want a bit of ochre in that, I think, in here. Sort of coming into the beach on this. Now we've got some shadow, so let's have a bit of blue and a bit of brown just underneath these sort of ripples here, just little shadows. And just ripple. I'm going to put some little wavelets coming behind those. Just the tops of those little wavelets with a little bit of shadow underneath. That's what I'm trying to get there. Probably not very successfully, but let's put some more little crashy bits on there, these little waves here. And we've got sort of all this, to show this roughy and some dark. And let's just get that. Trying to make this look as realistic as possible. Probably not very successfully, but well, don't look too bad. Right, now I'm going to put in some highlights on these cliffs and then maybe a little bit of the sky. So the orange and the yellow, a bit mix of bit of, right, that's my very high key palette. So I just want to oh, not like that, that's a bit too, let's get the red in here. I'm going to do that, sort that out. And then when that's dry, I'll just drag over that a little bit. I want that rough. I'll put it in a frame shortly. We'll see what we've done. It might be a bit obvious, but no detail, there's in shadow, but not so, that bit, let's get that, show that shape there, and a bit of, I don't know if that is part of that, but anyway, I'm going to leave that as it is. Let's do a little bit on the sky, see if we can pick out some highlights. Just loosen some of that. Oh, look at the hair there. let's see if we can put a bit of a halo around that. It's a bit obvious, isn't it? No, that's not going to work. I'll put the blue back. It's sort of a misty sort of sky we've got there. This is just a little bit brushy there. I'm going to change that. Put my blue sky back, blue horizon back. Just going to have that with a bit of the orange mixed with a bit of white, just to take out those brushy bits. Alright, let's put it in a frame, because we can't really tell. The frame adds so much it's not a good frame. I made the frame years ago from cheap material. Right. Bear with me. It's the largest one I've demonstrated by far. The biggest has been, I think, 20 by 24. Right, it's okay. Up on the board, don't look. We'll surprise ourselves. Right, well there we are, that's in a frame. It's quite exciting, but not a lot I can do. I can probably do a bit more, make a bit more of one of those waves there, I think. If I can find my brush, oh there it is. Right, let's get one of these. And then we'll have another one behind. Right, just make them all a little bit different. Right, okay, well that's that. I'm going to let that go. Hope you enjoyed that. I think this has got a little bit streaky here, but I'll look at that. It's what it is, a very big picture. Right, thanks for watching. Bye for now.